White.
Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah! Is it already Wednesday? What in good gracious? Already halfway through the week, it's going by too fast. Everybody slow it down. Take a breather. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I am not digging this March or end of March weather. I needed to get warm. I know this about the Northeast. It's not like I forgot. It's like not until a decent part of April we start to see some good weather. I got this alert on my phone, and it said, expect warmer weather. Or it's warming up, is what it says. If you have an Android phone, you know what I'm talking about. Warming up in the next couple of days. And I went, oh, warming up? And, of course, I'm all excited running through the phone. And I'm looking at the temperature, and it says 51 degrees. You son of a brain surgeon. What do you mean warming up? That's nothing. That's nothing. So, not that I can deal with the cold weather. It's not like I'm out walking around like a kid. You know, you don't own a car. You got to deal with walking through the snow and the cold, brisk air. You know, you drive a car. My biggest complaint now is getting in the car and having to wait until the car heats up before I turn on the heater. That's my biggest complaint now. Or if I forget to turn off the air when I get out of the car, and then the car's had an opportunity to freeze, then I get in it, and I start the engine, and the blower is going whoosh with cold air as soon as I get in the car. And it's like, ah! Forgot to do that. So I just want the warm weather to get here. I'm trying to deal with the cold. It's too much for me. It sets a mood. Roseanne asked me that today. She was like, "Are you okay? You seem to be, you're not laughing, you're not jovial. What's going on?" I'm just like, just looking at the temperature. Never do that. If you are susceptible to the temperature, like if that can change your mood, perhaps don't do that. I'm learning. I saw the temperature and I went, ugh. I was disappointed. That's what it was. I was like, oh, the sun's out. It looks nice. I was just hoping that it was going to be warmer. It wasn't. Anyway, regardless of that, plenty of news and plenty of views to get into today. I got a good phone call from my friend Kevin Meggett. Known him for a lot of years. He runs a veterans organization. And he's got one veterans organization, but he's got another one that's called, Black Veterans. And I love Kevin. I'm just telling him, I'm going to say that right off the cuff. I love Kevin. But I had to ask him today. It was like, why'd you have to throw black in there? You know, they're veterans. They're just like everybody else. Why do you got to throw in the black thing? And he was like, well, that's the world, So you don't see the world the way I do, but the world, it's black and it's white. I was like, what, the Asians don't get no love here? What? The Hispanics don't get no love here? The world's just black and white? That's it? It's like that's having a fair fight. It's like there's more Hispanics than there are blacks. Shouldn't the world be white and brown? I mean, shouldn't it be white and black? You guys don't count. Your numbers are too irrelevant at this point. Latinos outnumbering you 2-1. What are you talking about? But Kevin's a good guy. He sees everything from a racial lens. You know, it upsets him that I won't see it that way. He said to me, and I'm dead serious, our conversation today, earlier in the show, about 11 o'clock, we were having a conversation. He said this to me. He goes, you know, we were slaves in this country. We picked cotton. And I said, well, I'm sorry, who? He was like, we. And I was like, no, I don't think I was in class that day. What are you talking about? What do you mean we? We weren't doing anything. What year was this? I must have missed it. Was it? Were you picking cotton in the Bronx? Like, what are you talking about? He was like, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't. What are you talking about? What do you mean we? He goes, my ancestors. I'm like, oh. He goes, I'm a child of a slave. I was like, your mom was picking cotton. No, my mom wasn't picking cotton. What are you talking about? Where was your mom living? She was in the Bronx, too. So it's just, he's a great person to have a conversation with, but I will tell you this, and you can be happy in knowing this, folks. Even those who are on the far left, and it might be a minority group or whatever it is, they still call their friend Reese on the radio. They still call me. Now, do you want to know why they call me? They call me because the people that they are aligned with, generally liberals, white liberals is true, but liberals. Some of them, they are starting to notice, have gone a little haywire. And in order to sort of, I guess, have a conversation with a real person, someone who might be able to drag them away from the insanity that's happening over on their side of the aisle. They call and ask my opinion. Hey, what do you think of this? And I'll tell them what I think. And they're like, okay, all right, I understand. And I always say, why are you calling me? You don't agree with me. You don't agree with the president of the United States. Like, why do you call me? It was like, I just need to know your opinion. But I know what it's about. It's a desperate need to get some rational conversation out of them because they know who they're talking to. Why is this relevant or why is this important? I bring it up because there's a video going around. You may have heard about it. And the video says everything you need to know about those on the left. And you lefties who listen to this show, I need you to hear it. Because I'm telling you, there's hope for you. As long as this video keeps happening, there is hope for you. Because you're going to see this and go, this really isn't helping my argument. What am I talking about? It's the Ragin' Cajun. Have you seen this, folks? Have you heard it? Let me play it for you. Trump derangement syndrome 2.0.
You know who you are? We wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing against the wall. I can't believe this motherfucker is the president of the United States. He's running the country. He's running everything we had. We do that. And we're all crazy. And we understand that. But maybe our craziness is evidence of our sanity. Because I got to tell you, I have no intention of ever changing my mind.
Now, I'm telling you, folks, people on the left hear James Carville lose himself, saying that he and many of you are waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing stuff.
You know who you are? We wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing against the wall. I can't believe this motherfucker is the president of the United States. He's running the country. He's running everything we had. We do that.
And he's trying to play that off like that's normal. And it isn't. People are seeing themselves in James Carville. And they're going, people are attaching that to me. I can't. I was talking to Kevin today about a story I often bring up here on the show. The Newsweek article about people joining the Church of Satan. And asking, why would anybody compromise their principles, who they are, to hate Donald Trump or MAGA for that matter? Like, if you were willing to join the ranks of Satan, that means you are willing to do Satan-like things to show your loyalty. I am so against Trump, I will align myself with Lucifer, Mephisto, Beelzebub, because I hate him so much. Okay. Well, in order to join Satan, you have to pay a price, don't you? Would you compromise your principles to show that you are not aligned with MAGA? What do you think? You can just join Satan for free? You don't think it comes with your soul? If you are willing to compromise those things, it's not what it says about Donald Trump. I know you think it does. I know you think it shows what it says about MAGA folks or conservatives outright, but no, it isn't. It has nothing to do with us. It's whether or not you're willing to compromise. Now, I have to share this with you for how Kevin and I ended our conversation. He began talking about, listen, Reese, I got to tell you, man, I can't stand him, man. I just can't stand him, man. I will never support Donald Trump. And then, unsolicited, Kevin says, I really, really wanted Sister Girl to be the president of the United States, man. I supported her all the way. He barely remembered her name. He said, whatever her name is, Kamala. I said, yeah, Kamala Harris. I was like, you would have voted for her? He's like, yeah. Now, remember, we had just gotten off a conversation about slavery. Just got off that. And I said, do you know what the African-American community thought of Kamala Harris in California? And he was like, yeah, they hated her. I'm like, do you know why? And he goes, I'm sure it was because she was a district attorney. And I was like, yes. She was keeping African-Americans in particular locked up for longer periods of time. And she even went after black parents of truant kids, or what she alleged was truant kids. She threatened to lock up their parents that her kids didn't go to school. One woman had a sick daughter, and Kamala fought to put her mother in jail because the kid wasn't playing hooky. The kid was sick in the hospital. I said, and not only that, she was using people who were locked up in the prisons and using them as slave labor. And Kevin's response was, yeah, but she's still a better candidate than Donald Trump. To which I said, and that's all I needed to know. Slavery, the worst infraction. The original sin, the thing that motivates him in his life as to why there must be reparations, there must be payback for such an egregious act on American citizens. That when true slavery takes place and his presidential candidate, his preferred candidate, is responsible for it, he is willing to twist himself up into a pretzel to reason with it over Donald Trump. I said, I don't remember Donald Trump using anybody for slave labor. Well, he had lawsuits. Were there lawsuits over slave labor? Again, against slavery, willing to completely compromise with it. Yeah. I said, so this means your principles mean nothing. At all. You have no integrity. And you don't even care. I'm standing here talking to you on the phone, and you once told me, literally within 20 minutes, that slavery was the worst sin that could possibly happen, and then it actually happens in real time, in your timeline, and it meant nothing to you. You were willing to act like the earlier conversation didn't even happen because you hate Donald Trump so much. You are willing to compromise yourself, and you think it's about him. James Carville is the Democrat Party. He is platformed. He is celebrated. He is revered. And he told you exactly who they are.
You know who y'all? We wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing against the wall. I can't believe this motherfucker is the president of the United States. He's running the country. He's running everything we had. We do that. And we're all crazy. And we understand that. But maybe our craziness is evidence of our sanity. Because I got to tell you, I have no intention of ever changing my mind.
Don't. It's not like you have to. You can stay forever in that craziness, calling it sanity. But I'll be honest, folks, have you been out there lately? They don't even sound like this anymore. They seem like they're scaling it back a little bit. I just saw an article that says that there's another No Kings rally. For what? For what? I mean, you guys may as well turn this into an amusement park. But seriously, I don't think anybody wants to be this far off the deep end anymore. It's impossible to take you seriously when it's gotten this bad. If it's true that you were waking up in the middle of the night throwing things, angry about somebody being president of the United States, damn, we weren't even like that with Obama. And we were calling him a socialist and a Marxist who was going to fundamentally, his words, change the United States of America. Nobody woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing things. Nobody was holding No King rallies every day, especially when the guy said that I have a pen and a phone and said he was going to circumvent Congress. Nobody did. And that man wanted to fundamentally change everything, every fabric of who we are. No one ever got that bent out of shape. We had Tea Party rallies, and you people lost your mind about it. I know you're not that crazy. If you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to throw things, perhaps you need a sleeping pill. I'm just saying. We come back. More news, more views. Al Sharpton. Where is that memorial we were supposed to get in 2015? I'll explain if you don't remember. It's Reese on the radio.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Hey, if you got nothing to do tonight, I'm actually hanging out at the church, the Bristol Bridge Community Church in Bristol tonight at 8:30. So if you want to come by and hang out, I will be there, and I'll even have some cookies and some coffee if you want to come by and hang out. So that'll be tonight at about 8:30 to about 9:30. I usually get there at about 8 o'clock. So if you got nothing to do and you want to come out and have a good time, maybe have some coffee, talk, all that good stuff, please do. What else? Oh, Al Sharpton. We'll get to that in a second. But I want to talk about this. This is important. Sort of piggybacking off of this James Carville audio. And if you're just joining us and you're late to the program, let me play it again. We're just talking about how James Carville is really, really going off the deep end, and many Democrats have pretty much led the left down this weird rabbit hole of like becoming insane and in some way saying that their craziness is now sanity. And here's what he said on one of his political podcasts.
You know who y'all? We wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing against the wall. I can't believe this motherfucker is the president of the United States. He's running the country. He's running everything we had. We do that. And we're all crazy. And we understand that. But maybe our craziness is evidence of our sanity. Because I got to tell you, I have no intention of ever changing my mind.
Now, maybe the reason why he thinks his insanity is his sanity, his craziness is his sanity. The reason why he believes that is because if you're insane, how would you know? You can convince yourself that your insanity is sanity. Of course you can. But to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, imagine this, and this was sent by a friend of mine, a political ad. A Mar-a-Lago flip. Dems win Trump's hometown Florida House district. Now, it's important to understand the headline should say everything, but because people on the left never read any further than the headline, for them, beating Trump is huge. It doesn't matter how little or insignificant it is. There's a headline that says Trump lost. Now, before I go into the story, I want to read the actual caption of the text that was sent. Before, it was the link, but before the link, the person wrote this. Wake up, Reese. The writing is on the wall. And then they post a link. Now, I would assume that this person knew I was going to read the story beyond the headline, which again says, a Mar-a-Lago flip. Dems win Trump's hometown Florida House district. Tuesday's result add more tallies to the trend of Democrats flipping Republican-held seats in state legislatures across the country over the past 14 months. Yay! Yay! Dateline, Tallahassee, Florida. Democrats sent a jolt Tuesday through the reliably red Florida, flipping 2 legislative seats, including the districts containing Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Democrat Emily Gregory defeated the Trump-endorsed GOP state house candidate in a hotly contested race that had seen Democrats pour money and support into an effort to take hold of the Palm Beach County district. But Democrats also narrowly squeaked out a win in a Tampa state Senate seat that had been held by Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins until last August. The wins won't change the overall of Florida's legislature's Republican supermajority. Oh. They have a supermajority. The wins won't change the overall control of Florida's legislature's Republican supermajority. But the victories were quickly heralded by state and national Democrats after years of GOP domination. Please understand, they need these victories. They need to. They need to have them. This is what happens when you lose. You'll take anything you can get. You'll take the crumbs. You'll call victories that aren't victories. But I had to go one step further because that's what I do. Don't ask me to. Don't come at me talking a whole lot of smack unless you are ready. Emily Gregory got 17,113 votes. The Republican John Maples got 16,316 votes. Gregory won by 797 votes. It was a tight race, and Emily did win. The registered voters in the area were 115,902. The entire vote tally was 33,429. I'll say again. Registered voters were 115,902, just shy of 116,000. The vote count for this election was 33,429. All I'm asking, Democrats, is exactly what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? I don't even think anybody cared. I really don't. I don't think one person gave a damn. You barely got a third of the electorate out for that vote. And it should be embarrassing, but that shows you exactly who these people are. They are so desperate to beat this guy that any victory, any headline they think is a win. They're already like they're doing a lap, holding up trophies. But what do you expect for the participation trophy crowd? What would you expect? I expect that from you guys. And look, how do I say this? You are coming off as crazy. You are. And my question to you is, how long are you going to put up with this? How long are you going to put up with being called the crazy cousin? Right? How long? How long are you going to be like when people are just going to be like, is such and such going to be at that party? He's got that TDS thing. And I was like, I'm concerned about the country too, but he's just really into it. Like, do you really have to be that person that doesn't get invited someplace because everything is horrible? Everything is the end of the world. I mean, you make doomsday preppers look like DIY guys. I do. I feel bad. Like, when you start saying everything is over and everything is like it's the end of the world, it's worse than Chicken Little. He's going to take away our rights. He's killing us. And I'm just like, what's it been now? 5 years? He had 4 years before. It's been a year here. Like, where's the massive death, man? I'm supposed to be seeing, like, oligarch, Hitler-esque, Stalin, Lenin-like death. Like, I'm supposed to be seeing that. I want potato famines, I want shortage of ramen noodles. Whatever it is that these kids are eating. They're big on the ramen. But I'm not seeing any of it. Where's all the despair? With the exception of what's going on in blue states, and we'll get to that shortly after the Al Sharpton stuff. But seriously, where's the stuff? I mean, I was told by electing this guy, I was supposed to see like mushroom clouds. What's going on? I was supposed to see like people being hauled off into concentration camps. Where are they? I need to see the fences. And I'm seeing none. Mass murder, carnage, brown shirts, nothing. You guys are making Al Gore look bad with the climate change nonsense. Huh? Remember the seas rising? Huh? The sky turning blood red? The birds falling out of the sky? The fish contaminated with 18 eyes? What happened? You guys lying to us again? And we're the crazy ones. Nothing you say has come to fruition. It's actually kind of depressing. It is. It should be. When are you going to stop being the crazy people? Just when. I know James Carville is saying that Carville says you should embrace it. You want to be that guy? That gal? You want to be that crazy cat lady that they show on Family Guy? Is that what you want to be? Okay. I don't think you got it in you. I think after a while you're going to get tired. I think you're going to get fed up. I think you're going to find a guy or gal. You're going to settle down. You're going to start picking out China patterns. But do people do that anymore? All right, I may have gone a little old school on you. China patterns. Talk about showing my age. There's a young person going, Dad, what the hell is that? That's all right, sir. Another time, we'll tell you, kids. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views when we return to Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
If you want to know how crazy and off the beaten path it's gotten, folks, like let aside from the Carville audio, the party in and of itself is doing stuff that average people, normal folks, the ones who tell me that they're normal and average, they're not whack jobs, they know that a lot of this is unsustainable. So I began the opening monologue by talking about my conversation with Kevin Megan. It's a friend of mine. He'll be a guest on the show very soon. And we're going to have it out. But like I said, I love him. He's a brother. And in that conversation, he kept telling me, he was like, look, I just don't like this guy. I'm never going to support this guy. I just can't. He started the conversation off by saying, like, the soldiers are going to get slaughtered in Iran, by the way. That was an interesting part at the beginning of the conversation. But I got him off that craziness immediately. But in this debate, talking about Kamala Harris, which barely he remembered her name, but she's far better suited as president than Donald Trump is. In talking about her role as a district attorney, keeping people in jail longer than they deserved, keeping evidence in cases that exonerated people, extending criminals' or inmates' stay so she can use them for slave labor. Imagine that position to only then have a governor of the same state do this. It'll blow your mind. Nick Shirley is in California looking up fraud, going after Gavin Newsom. And he runs into this guy and starts talking Gavin Newsom and other politics and says, hey, would you support Gavin Newsom running for president? Well, this person said yes, and he had, in his view, a pretty good reason for it.
Let's vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028. I vote for him because he got me released from coming home from a life sentence. Really? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So he didn't hold me back. He didn't hold me back. He signed off saying I'm fit for society. So yes, I would vote for Gavin Newsom. I would probably vote for Gavin Newsom too if I were you then.
So he said he would vote for Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom saw that he was fit for society and let him out early from a life sentence.
And what he did for you then? Or like what were you locked up for? If you don't mind me asking. I was locked up for murder, carjacking, and robbery.
That's right. Gavin Newsom reduced the life sentence of a man who is incarcerated for murder, carjacking, and robbery, but not necessarily in that order.
Let's vote for Gavin Newsom in 2028. I vote for him because he got me released from coming home from a life sentence. Really? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So he didn't hold me back. He didn't hold me back. He signed off saying I'm fit for society. So yes, I would vote for Gavin Newsom. I would probably vote for Gavin Newsom too if I were you then. And what he did for you then? Or like what were you locked up for? If you don't mind me asking. I was locked up for murder, carjacking, and robbery.
Yeah. And the Democrat Party is going to say, yep, that's my guy. Look at him. That's my guy. So, again, back to my point. When are you going to be sick and tired of being part of the crazy couple? Like, when are you going to be done with that? When are you going to say to yourself, no? And it's not like I get the whole idea that the opposite of that is, in your view, voting Republican. No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't. It's just like, don't vote for that. Right? You do understand, like, that is the alternative. Right? Not voting for a Republican and voting for that instead is a problem. I just say you don't vote. I know you're going to. But, like, vote a write-in. Right? Vote for any one of the people you want to. Green Party, Libertarian, whatever. Do your civic duty, man. I am not saying stay home. But you got to draw the line. I'm sure there are enough of you, sane people, who are just saying, these guys going too far. I got to get out the crazy table. I got to. It was fun. It was great. We were having a great time. We went on field trips. It was fantastic. But we have to draw the line somewhere. Where are you going to draw the line? These people are finding new and inventive ways to do the crazy stuff. And just when they thought they've gone crazy enough, one more time they go, whoo, I just got a new idea. You don't want to do it. That's all I'm saying. You think that's bad? I've got more birth certificate news. I've got Al Sharpton coming up, so stand by for that because he's coming to town. we're going to see if we could get down there and see if we get him on the mic, talk to him a little bit. Turns out Al Sharpton hasn't been in Connecticut for a long time. The last time he was here, he promised something, and he didn't deliver. And we need to find out what happened with that proclamation, that whatever it was he was doing back in 2015. Because nobody saw any. I want to know what happened to the $1,000 he donated. Somebody give it back? Anyway, we'll talk about it in a bit. Dave Mager, he is here, right? Yeah, Dave Mager's here. He's filling in for John Silva, and he's in the WTIC newsroom. We'll get back. More news, more views returns. It's Reese on the Radio.
Reese on the Radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we are back. Reese on the Radio here. And Mark's trying to get me in touch with this guy, Reverend Jarvis. We'll get to who he is and why that's significant in a minute. Hopefully, you'll get him within the next hour. Maybe get him to call in would be great. Anyway, so Al Sharpton's coming to town. And I expressed yesterday that it wasn't much of a big deal. It didn't get a lot of national attention. It won't. Primarily because I said the focus must be on Donald Trump at all times. And no one is going to be sending cameras out to cover that nonsense. They'll try as they might. You know, they don't send reporters out to these stories anymore. They go out there for B-roll. Now, unless there's going to be like an act of aggression. And you know exactly how they got sort of hoodwinked into that nonsense a couple of weeks ago. Right in the downtown area, the reporter from WFSB almost seemed disappointed, led astray by the folks to show up there, and they were like, what? We're not blocking traffic? Come on. You know, we need to be out there. Nobody's blocking traffic? What are we coming here for? And that's, I mean, I don't blame them. If I'm a reporter, I want the meat. Oh, Black Lives Matter 860's coming down here, NAACP. Oh, the press release said there's going to be blocking of traffic. They're going to be agitating commuters and regular citizens. Oh, yeah, come on. Bill, get the camera. No, get the good one. Dragging their behinds down there, waiting patiently, talking to their colleagues. What, do you want to send another reporter? Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'd love it. Double the coverage. We're going to interview so many people. And you get down there, it's like 6 people. They're standing around, holding a half-broken sign. It's nothing. And, of course, the reporter asked, was like, so you going to get me a money shot here? We go to see some blocking of traffic? Nah, we're going home. I was like, I got to report live. They dedicated a live shot for this. That's what they did. Ask them. You saw it. They dedicated a live shot for this. And to get nothing. And you heard the reporter's, like, absolutely disappointed voice. Yeah, we came down here and, you know, they said they were going to block traffic, but, you know, we didn't get any of that. Sorry. Sorry, Susan. Back to you. It's just one of those things, and that's what you're going to get here from Al Sharpton. They're not going to care. They was like, you know, we've been down this road before. Nobody cares. No, Bill, grab the camera. No, not the good one. Just head on down there. No, I'm not coming with you. No, there's a cat in a tree. Yeah, we're going live with that. I'm sorry, but it's true. Yeah, we've got a cat in a tree. Yeah, in Simsbury. Yeah, we got to get down there for that. Yeah, the old lady's just absolutely, it's the worst. No, you'll be good. It's all right. Just cover his remarks and whatnot. Yeah, I'll see you later on. That's what it's going to be. I'm going to be down there. I'm going to see him. There'll be no report. There might be 1 or 2 reporters because hopefully they'll get, like, remarks from Al Sharpton. For them, that's a big deal. Right? But there'll be no, like, clamoring. Like if you're a gumshoe, like if you were like one of the, backup reporters, like Chad, second year out of college, yeah, that kid will be up there, What's your message, Reverend Sharpton? What is your message? There'll be no tough questions. But when I'm there, there will be. And I think the tough question is hey, Al, whatever happened to that memorial that the victims of violence were supposed to get after all the people were shooting and killing each other? What happened to that? And with all due respect, I'm not fantastic with geography, but I've seen a map or two. I have Google Maps. Explain this to me. So you haven't been in Hartford since 2015? I went to look it up. I couldn't believe that, folks. He was here in 2015 talking about a memorial for the victims of violence. Said, I guess, he donated $1,000 to the cause. There has been no memorial ever built at all. And he hasn't been back here since. And now he's coming back for this. Again, only reason why I'm bringing that up is we also have the J. Allen Jones case, which I am going to ask him about, which I imagine he will know nothing about. So no memorial, no J. Allen Jones. A case that many are describing is George Floyd 2.0, and he won't know anything about it. But that's what the camera's going to show up for, because if he's giving a eulogy for Stevie Jones. Okay. But I think that he shouldn't leave this state without answering the question, what happened to the memorial? I think he should probably even go so far as to say, hey, the memorial's not happening. Too bad, so sad. I'm like, come on, it's been 11 years. Did you really think I was going to build anything down here? I want him to say it just like that. Come on, guys. Are we still talking about that 11 years later? You don't have a memorial. You know you're not getting one. I haven't been here in 11 years. If I'm lucky, I won't be back for another 11. It's really difficult to get up here in the hour and a half drive that it takes. This guy will fly to the southern border for things that mean nothing to him, but come to Connecticut, I'll have to check my schedule. And I love how everybody else is going to piggyback this too. These local rabble-rousers are going to show up there and they're going to get chummy with that guy. You know they are. And Al Sharpton, knowing nothing about the case, will come out here and blame the usual suspects. He'll go right through the template. Let me see. Let me guess, the mayor, and I blame the cops. And what's the neighborhood demographics? Do we have enough white people here? Can I blame the whites? Can't do it, huh? Not enough? Okay. All right, whatever. All right. This is a travesty, and it is a sad day. I blame everybody I blamed 15 years ago. They're not in office anymore. Well, whatever. I just want to say all of this to come to one universal point. I need all of you to find it deep within yourself. I need you to dig deep, deep, and deeper into your pockets and donate some money to the new and improved Memorial Against Violence. Although we appreciate the kind that jingles, we will only accept that which folds. All right. I'll see you guys in 2037. Bye now. That's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. Or some variation of it. But you all will be there and you'll suck it up. Of course you will. You will suck it up. You will feel important. A national figure coming up to town. The cameras will be rolling. There won't be a cell phone that's in the pocket. They'll all be there with the lights flashing. They will treat Stevie's memorial like a movie premiere. That's how despicable these people will be. And you know it. Don't be mad at me for telling the truth. That's it. That's all it is. What's going on, Ken?
Hey, Reese. How you doing?
I'm all right, sir. What's up?
Hey, I just got to laugh. I just got in the car, turned the radio on, heard you talking about good old Reverend Al. Starting up with your imitation. Mm-hmm. And I gotta tell you, you sounded exactly like Jesse Jackson.
Yes, I've been working on Jesse Jackson since I was a teenager.
And I'm like, yeah, that's not Reverend Al. That sounds like Reverend Jesse.
Oh, that's Jesse, without a doubt. I'm glad you picked up on it. You deserve the honor, my friend. Because that's what Jesse does. I call him Messy Jesse for a reason.
Yeah, I hear you. That's all I have for today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, talk to you later, brother.
You got it, Ken. Yeah, those guys are cut from the same cloth. And I mean, that's with all pun intended. But that's going to happen. So hopefully if this Reverend Jarvis guy, who famously walked down the aisle during the press conference or presser with Al Sharpton and called him out for, turning the whole event or whatever it was into a money grab, which is, again, he's notorious for. He got a lot of hell for that, Reverend Jarvis. But, Reverend Jarvis, what he did was, and this is an important thing to note, what he had done is true to form what other religious leaders say privately about Al Sharpton. They all do, but they're just too cowardly to say it out loud. They are scared to death of Al Sharpton and his power and his prestige. So they can't say a thing. Same deal with the NAACP, local or statewide. They're the same thing. They're scared to death of the power. And guess what? Here's the crazy part. What are they really afraid of? And you got to call it because it's the truth. Where does Al Sharpton get his power? Where does he get his power? If you had thought about it, here's an opportunity for you to think about it. And think about it like realistically. Where's Al Sharpton's real power? It ain't in black folks. You don't have any. Think about it. You don't. You have no power to remove Al Sharpton as the spokesman for black people, nor do you have the power to employ him. You don't. Because you're powerless. Al Sharpton has never used the black community for his power. He uses white folks. The white folks at MSNBC, the obviously predominant white news media, they are the ones who employ Al Sharpton wherever they need him. They show up wherever he shows up. They're the ones who platform him. So if you think about it, you can't do anything about Al Sharpton. He will embarrass you. He will embarrass your cause. He will steal your thunder. Because once he's gone, nobody will care that you have this group or that group for this kind of child or this type of underprivileged group. No one will care. Al Sharpton comes in and all of a sudden you have prestige and you will cozy up as close as you can to him. He has the power of whitey. You'll get right next to him. The whiteys will, if they see me with him, they'll take me seriously too. And that's what they do. Sorry, all of these Negroes are sellouts. Baby, they are. They just are. There's no credibility amongst any of them. And they're going to come down here and they're going to exploit the death of that man as much as possible. Where's Everard Walker's eulogy that Al Sharpton is about? They were two men who were shot and killed, right? Ain't nobody mentioning Everard Walker. Why? Because it ain't lucrative. Everard put the knife up in the air. That's the whole reason why. They can't spin it. That's how that goes. Al Sharpton, sorry, truth be told, he is truly the tool of white liberals. He's exactly what Malcolm X warned you about. And you know it. Don't be mad at me. You know it. And then when guys like Reverend Jarvis come out there and they call him out, who do they side with? Now, again, this is the most important part. To give you a perfect example, Mark in West Hartford can back me up on this. And I saw the article. I think it was, I think it must have been NBC Connecticut. Right? What did the news media do when Jarvis, who again, from the state, called out Al Sharpton for coming into his state, an interloper, called him out saying, don't come into my town fleecing us for money. Did they side with the guy who's from there, who represents him? No. They treated him like a gnat in the way. Don't you understand what's more important? Al Sharpton is here. Yeah, but I represent this city. He got no love. He was dismissed, which shows you exactly my point. That the local guy who says that you will not come to my town and use it, you will not bleed it of its resources, coming in here like a thief in the night. And they ignored him. They dismissed him. They couldn't even celebrate. Again, that is absolutely reprehensible. That you don't platform the guy who's got to live here. And you give it to Al Sharpton. Why? Because those are the marching orders. That's right. Mark just sent it to me. Reverend Al, yes, I do know that. He said it was at the pulpit of the church when Jarvis engaged him. The optics were beautiful. And Sharpton's henchmen were passing the hat in the pews. And Jarvis called it out. And nobody, and again, knowing exactly what Reverend Jarvis is bringing attention to. Dude, you come here to my town and you take money from us? And Jarvis he wasn't applauded. He wasn't celebrated. And none of those foolish Negroes in the crowd stood up and sided with him? You're going to sit up here and talk to me about authenticity in the black community? Spare me. When he comes up in this town, you better expect he is going to get harassed. You better expect he is going to get asked the important questions. You better expect he gets no free rides up here. And the cameras will be rolling. And I'm not even doing it for the cameras. I just don't like charlatans. You guys call it all the day. No, them charlatans out there. Yeah, sure. You all privately tell me, I'm not a big fan of Sharpton either. And then he shows up in the town and you guys kowtow. Frauds, every one of you. All of you are frauds. Because truth be told, you're scared. You're scared to death. And you want his prestige and you want him to notice you. And you'll go there with your hands out on your knees, begging him. Will you promote my organization, please? Will you take a photograph with me so I can put it on my website that I got to meet you? Pawns, all of you. That's why I can't respect any of them. Every one of these so-called civil rightsers are corny. The only thing they ever want is white acceptance and white money. Begging for it. Like a bunch of bums. Because deep down, that's what they are. Bums. So all they want are pennies. They don't want to do the hard work, and they don't call out the real pain of these communities. They want nothing to do with calling that out. It's because, unfortunately, most of you are lazy and shiftless. That's all. That's all it is. So, we'll see you tomorrow, Al. Can't wait. Tell your friends, folks, you're going to be really, you'll be excited. It'll be an exciting time. We'll be back. Stand by. More news, more views.
Listen to WTIC News Talk 1080 on the free Odyssey app. Download and like WTIC today for alerts on special programming.
Matteo told me that I shouldn't wear this shirt when I go to church. For those of you who are listening and not watching the show, my shirt reads, "I'm not saying that I hate you, but I would unplug your life support to charge my phone." It's not as bad as it seems. It's actually a funny shirt. It's one of my favorites. It's just a funny shirt. That's all. Not that I would really do this, but, you know, it is funny. Is that George from Canton? I love this voice. Hello, George.
Well, greetings to you, Reese.
How are you, sir?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hey, did you ever listen to that pair on NPR, Click and Collect, the car guys?
Never.
Well, did you know who they were, though?
I'm not familiar at all.
Oh, well, they had a big car show.
Okay.
They solved car problems. They both went to MIT. They were brainiacs.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
one of them had the he was known to say to his brother, "You have an uncanny grasp of the obvious." Well, you know, Reese, some of us are blessed with that. You are.
Thank you.
I am. Let me share an observation.
Okay.
You remember Lena Horne?
Of course.
Now, Lena Horne was about as good-looking as Halle Berry, wasn't she?
Could not, undeniably so, sir.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting. Lena Horne passed as white.
Very true.
Of racial discrimination.
Mm-hmm.
I know Halle Berry doesn't pass as white. She's light-skinned. But you see, it was convenient for Lena Horne. It made her life easier.
Yes.
To be accepted as a beautiful woman with a nice tan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me think about somebody. Oh, I don't know. Elizabeth Warren.
Okay.
Does she look like a Comanche to you?
Not in the least. Not in the least.
Now, apparently Harvard doesn't know what a Comanche looks like.
Nope.
Because they took her at her word.
Yes. And don't forget, what was the definitive or the discerning element to her Native American roots? It
was her high cheekbones.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah. Now, so here's the thing. Now, to further her own career,
yes,
she used something that she
let's say lacked possession of.
Yes, exactly. Now, and so she really she conned people.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, now Tyrus, I love Tyrus on Gutfeld.
Yeah, big fan.
Harold Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, if I didn't know better, I wouldn't know those guys were black.
Nope.
But you see, it's funny. I noticed that Barack Obama. I noticed that he called himself black, but he was half white.
Right.
I noticed that Kamala Harris, she called herself black, but she was half Indian.
Mm-hmm.
It leads me to believe that maybe if you identify as being white, you might not get as many benefits as if you identify with being black.
Oh, can I?
Now,
you got a point to make. You have a point to make because I want to throw something in there at the end of it, but go ahead.
Well, all right. Well, so I'm going to say I'm half Irish and half English.
Mm.
My mother was from Brockton.
Okay.
Now, you were from... My mother was poor Irish.
Okay.
Her last name was Hopwood.
Oh, wow.
My father, he was from an aristocratic English family in either Roxbury or Stoughton. I don't remember which. upper crust.
Okay.
Well, my mother was a bit of a looker when she was 16.
Uh-huh.
And apparently she ended up with child. That would be my oldest sister.
Mm.
And she said it was my father who was the father of the child.
Okay.
Well, it didn't set well with my father's aristocratic parents.
Ah.
That there was a dirt poor Irish, and she happened to be black Irish, which for the folks out there, that's not racial. If they look it up,
No, it's not at all.
It's Irish that has dark hair, dark eyes,
Correct.
and features of Spanish or Middle Eastern because they were conquered in Ireland and so forth and so on. So the funny part is, I had an older sister and another older sister and a younger brother. And my original oldest sister didn't look like my father or any of our aristocratic English family.
Mm.
And it was fairly common knowledge within our family that she wasn't the daughter of my father, that my mother misled him and got him to marry her.
Wow.
I have an interesting family. In fact, my second wife, who graduated from UConn with a degree in MSW. She got an MSW. It was all because of my two sons and my family and their history that piqued her interest to the degree that she became a social worker.
Okay.
She said, George, I could get my PhD on your family.
Sure
and I said, Hollywood wouldn't buy my life story because they wouldn't believe it.
That's
okay.
In and of itself, I find it a fascinating story.
Well, so here's the thing. Now, look, I don't like hypocrisy.
Yes.
And I don't go around saying, as your friend, is it Kenny or Kevin? Kevin Megget, yes. Okay. I don't go around talking about the woes of my 82 years on this planet, having my ancestors having to pick potatoes.
I totally get it.
Now, why would I want to say, as an African American, look, Dolly Parton has a saying, you bloom where you're planted.
Ooh, I love that.
I don't believe, well, let me rephrase it. I think that many a black person in this country would have died trying to get here to have what they've got. They stand on the shoulders of their unfortunate ancestors that were incarcerated by other blacks in Africa and sold into the slave trade. But they're here, and what they've got here, they would die to get here.
If they were, yeah, you're 100% right.
Of their own people from Cuba, Haiti, Vietnam, they've died trying to get here.
Yeah.
And there are mad black people in this country, mad at slavery that's been abolished 150 years ago. And they damn sure ought to appreciate what they would have died for to get here on their own.
George, thank you so much. Brilliant.
And other than that, I got no strong opinions on the subject.
God bless you. I love him anyway.
Thank you, Reese.
You got it, sir. Thank you. He made that very, very point, and I was about to interrupt him. I'm glad I did not. But I said this a long time ago. In that whole thing about people choosing to identify as black because of the benefits of. Barack Obama has a white mother. He was not even raised with his black father. His black father had left him when he was 2, died when he was 16, raised by his 2 white grandparents while his mother was, being an activist, whatever the case was. He went to Occidental, went to Columbia, went to Harvard, of course. And in essence, his groupings of the people he was dating, the women he was dating, essentially, he was very, very, as what the kids today called whitewashed. But what did he choose publicly? To refer to himself as black. Why? Because there were benefits in that. The people around him were telling there were benefits to that. No longer go by the name of Barry. Call yourself by your African name, Barack Obama, even though you had no real ties to it because of the people you were raised by. And when he was talking about that, the first thing that ran to my mind was that here's Rachel Dolezal, a white woman, a privileged white woman, if you would go by the standards of any one of these rabble-rousers. What did she choose? Technically, the losing side. She falsified her blackness. Shaun King, the so-called first leader of Black Lives Matter, is a white man. What did he choose? In order to become prominent and well-known in the community, he chose what many would describe as the losing team, right? The oppressed. He ran around telling everybody he was black. So now we have two white people who can obviously take advantage of their privilege to do so much good, but chose to be black. Why? Because apparently it ain't all that uncool. I just find it fascinating. But that's, that's just where it is. When we come back, remember this whole thing that I played yesterday that I was getting a pretty good laugh about? Do you remember it? Here it is.
Menstrual hygiene products means appropriately sized tampons. What are appropriately sized tampons? I've never heard of such a thing. What do you consider appropriate?
It just means that tampons are offered. There's no specific size.
Well, apparently there's 4 different sizes, so which one would you like them to use?
Just a regular size tampon in the bathroom.
Okay, maybe it should say that and not appropriately sized tampon. Now, is this going in all bathrooms, men's and women's?
Yes.
How about the Ravens Stadium?
If it is a state-owned building, then yes, it would go in. It's a public building.
Oriole Park?
Well, if it applies to the Raven Stadium, it would also apply to Orioles Park.
Yeah, it would apply to Orioles Park. When we get back, it's no longer a myth or an idea. It turns out that a Major League Baseball team will have tampons in the male bathrooms. It has been confirmed. When we come back, we'll play you the audio. Stand by. It's Reese on the radio.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, as promised, folks, in the last break, Baltimore is talking about passing a bill putting tampons inside every male bathroom in a public building. And as you heard, the young lady was asking the question whether or not it was going to be in the most obvious and most masculine place ever. Is it going to be inside the sports arenas and the Baltimore Ravens football team? Is it going to be there? And they were like, yeah, but that's where it would be. How about the Orioles? Oh, yep, that's where it would be. Well, looks like this season, and it was mentioned by Dave Mager, their first game is tomorrow. I don't know if the home opener is tomorrow. I don't think it is. I think they're out of town. Right, listen to this. This came from the, the Carton Show.
The New York Yankees, my now beloved New York Yankees, are the first team in Major League Baseball to have a tampon partner. They're offering these tampons in every single men's bathroom at Yankee Stadium this season. I just have a question. Why?
Now, the why is confusing.
Who's asking for them? And if you don't think there's going to be a game this year with flying tampons, then you know nothing about the Bronx, New York. It's going to happen.
It is.
There's going to be people dunking tampons in their beers. There's going to be people throwing tampons. There's going to be tampons taped to helmets. There's going to be a tampon problem at Yankee.
And he's right. There is going to be a tampon problem, without a doubt. But they're going to do it. How soon do you remember when they had the sex toys that were being thrown out during the WNBA games at the beginning of the season? That's what we're going to have here. These are guys, dude. You can't put these things. And guess what? The tampons, there's only one deterrent to them being thrown out on the field, and that is if you have to pay for them. But guess what? Baseball fans already spend, $8, $9, $12, $15 on a beer to buy a tampon. You better make that tampon $30 to keep them from actually purchasing them and then throwing them out on the field. It's going to happen.
Yeah, they'll purchase all of them.
Absolutely.
It's like $2, $3. They're gonna empty it every game.
Listen, again, unforced error, pun intended. But they're going to be embarrassed. They're going to be embarrassed. And I can't wait to see it. I can't. Again, this is one of those things where you just go, come on, bring it. You don't want to be embarrassed like this, but I want it. I want it. And they're going to be all over the field, and the sportscasters are going to have to respond to it, and they're going to have to be honest. They're going to go, what are we doing, people? There was an election on this that said we have to knock this craziness off.
Madness.
And again, I started the show off and said, what do you think is going to happen if you people keep siding with the crazy? Right? Do you think somebody's going to say, I can't be a part of this anymore? No one is inviting me anywhere. When they see me walking down the street in my blue hair, people go off to the other side of the street. That's what it's going to be. You are going to be ostracized. And I'm sorry, your only recourse, what's your recourse going to be? Violence? Are you going to talk about how you're mentally traumatized by people not accepting your lunacy? No one wants this. No one does. And if you love the Yankees, folks, go to Yankee Stadium. You know what? I haven't been to the new stadium yet. You know what? I haven't. I'm going. I'm going to the game. I have to see it.
You're going to go to New York.
I got to go to New York.
You got to see it for yourself.
It's just the Bronx. It's closer than Manhattan.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to go to the Bronx, and I'm going to go to the game, and I want to see it. If they've got a new tampon sponsor and it's there, let it happen. The season's begun. The sponsorship's already been signed. All the contracts are due, so the tampons must go in there. And if they're in that male bathroom, that's the first place I'm going. I'm not even going to my seat. I'm not. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to hand my ticket. I was like, bathroom, please. That's the first place I'm going. I got to see it. How do you not? How do you not? I'm going to Yankee Stadium, not to see the green, not to see the stadium. I'm going for tampons. That's right, folks. I'm going to see them.
Yikes.
I'm first checking traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
No, they're losers today, buddy.
You know, it's going to be interesting because some wise-ass reporter is going to ask a player about that.
Yes, of course he is.
And the player's going to get really
so I saw that you got hit with a tampon in the bottom of the third.
Yeah. Going for a foul ball used to be maybe a piece of pizza or a beer. Now you're going to get whacked with a tampon. As John Wayne used to say, it's getting to be ridiculous. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is this going on? Well, hopefully.
Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. He's on the radio. One time, he's on the radio. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Yo, we never finish 'cause the party don't stop. The way we consider the politics, we on top. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Reese is on the radio. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
Not bad, not bad. Oh, we are back. It's Reese on the radio. When we return, the stupidest thing I've read today, as well as some money and some numbers about people moving or people who voted for Donald Trump in Donald Trump states versus Kamala Harris states and how much money was gained or lost. There's a report that came out yesterday on Fox News. We'll play that for you, and we'll also look at some other numbers that pertain to that. And the stupidest thing I read today coming up, why the U.S. victory in Iran would be bad for Washington and the world. This is a real article that you have to hear to believe. Okay, so stand by for that. Let's get back to Mark Christopher. He's getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, sir.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, let's get to the phones real quick. Again, I'm assuming that that Yankee Stadium tampon thing tickled your fancy in some way. I totally can understand it. Christine in Middletown, how are you?
Hi, Reese. Good heavens. Where do I begin with this? Well, I know they're trying to throw some shade at the trans men, but here's the thing. Why are we wasting money, time, and publicity on this? And guess what? If a trans man uses the men's bathroom, the last thing he would want to do is grab a tampon, because he would be outing himself. This whole thing's ridiculous.
Let me tell you something. It's so true that, again, it's never going to be used. But can I tell you why it's happening? This is what, and again, I really do believe this. This is nothing more than performance defiance. That's what it is. Defiant performance. It is never going to be used. No one's ever going to be buying anything from there other than to throw it onto the stands. I know people are going to, and the way that the stadium will respond by saying, like, if you do it, you can lose your season passes or you can be thrown out. But the bottom line is it's going to happen. They will run the risk of being kicked out of the stadium for doing this. And guess what? When people are going to revolt against the Yankees in this way, and I really do believe this is going to happen. So you'll get a bunch of guys who will clearly reject this idea. They will buy the tampons and they'll throw them under the stand and tell the stadium, knock it off with your woke nonsense, right? The stadium will react by saying, okay, you're out, you're out, you're out. And then the stadium will be clear. And then the fans will go, you know what, we're not coming to the stadium anymore because you're insulting us. Now you're playing this DEI platform and you're not catering to your core base. We're going to leave. So now they have to make a financial decision. We're going to make up the fans leaving the station by charging the tampon company whatever those residuals are, or they're going to capitulate to the fans, the people who are most important to them. And this is just a walkway into a train wreck. And I expect it to turn out exactly the way I describe it.
Oh, I know. Can they find another group to, like, pander to? I'm sick of all this negative.
No, because listen, the woke crowd has been defeated and they know it. But the only way that this is the only way that they can prove that, no, we're down, but we're not out. And the fact that they got one of the biggest and most expensive franchises to do this, to join them, they think others will follow suit. They won't. This is going to be a revolt. I'm so glad it's happening in the Bronx. Because it could happen in a better place. If this was, listen, if the Seattle Mariners had done it, it'll all come west. They should have started it there because Washington will not care. It'll start going creeping and creeping and creeping and ended up in Yankee Stadium. That would have been, nobody would have ever noticed. But the fact that they're doing it in the Bronx, can't wait.
Get the popcorn, Reese, I guess.
Yeah, it's exactly the case. Thank you, Christine. Let me get some other people. Steve is in Meriden. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, this is Steve from Meriden, formerly Silver City, now the $3 million bridge from nowhere.
What's up, buddy?
Okay, you caught me flat-footed. I'm listening to the radio. I was going to play some music for you, but I never got prepared today because I didn't expect the call.
That's okay.
Play Black Pearl by the Sonny Charles and the Checkmates.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're going real old school on me, Steve.
That's the 50s. I'm a 50s guy. I got all the records that I keep playing, you know.
Well,
anyway,
I appreciate you doing it and celebrating all of that music, man. I'm going to grab some other people, okay?
Oh, just one more thing.
Yes, sir, real quick.
Trump gave me some taxes back this year, more than I ever got in the last 20 years. You believe it?
Hey.
Over $2,000.
Hey, you know what?
I'm usually paid in every year.
I didn't even work the full year on WTIC, and even I pulled that. So I'm really, really proud of it, too.
Yeah,
I don't blame
going around in internal revenue. I think Trump's got him by the cojones.
Thank you, Steve, and congratulations.
Let's go later.
You got it. Bill is in Walcott. There he is in part 3. There you go.
Enough.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Reese? I got an aspect of this Yankee Stadium thing that nobody's really thinking about.
Please.
You can throw stuff on. You can throw things on the field.
Okay.
It gets you on TV, but they have machines that'll sweep all that up, no problem.
Right.
I've been working in facilities and engineering for about 40 years now. Those poor plumbers are going to go ballistic. They're going to have so much overtime and backed up to oh, my God.
Yes.
I just shook my head saying, looking at it from my point of view, good Lord, God bless.
Do you think, hold on, Bill, do you think that the fans would bomb the toilets or clog them with the tampons?
I've been working in hospitals, and I've seen what you don't want to see.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. You watch. It's going to happen.
That's
it's going to be unintended, and it won't make the newsreels, and it won't make the radio.
That's
but
a good
it's gonna happen.
point.
Those guys are going to get so much overtime clearing those pipes.
Wow.
You won't believe it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much, and when you get what are you going to have? 50,000 people. Half of them are men. They're going to be throwing those down.
That's right, because there are so many bathroom facilities in that stadium. You're
All
absolutely
those rappers, they want to play games. Oh, they're going to have a bad time.
unintended consequences of their. I mean, what's the? Oh goodness, it'll come to me. But you're 100% right. It is an unforced error. Pun intended.
Yeah. You can sweep up batteries. You can sweep up sex toys. You can sweep up all that stuff.
That's
when
right.
Something goes down that pipe and it gets lodged the wrong way. Forget it.
Yeah,
And
good point.
Then you guys are going to be really upset because they can't use the facility.
Bill, you delivered when you said you had a perspective we hadn't thought of. You knocked it out of the park. Another pun
I'm glad
intended.
you picked up for me, and I just wanted to I'm shaking my head and laughing the whole way.
God bless you, man. Let's go to Mike in Hartford. How are you, sir?
I think I know what's ailing the Democrats, especially in Washington.
What? I can't. You're echoing a little bit, Mike. You said you're wondering what? Come close.
I know what's ailing the Democrats, especially in Washington.
Oh yeah, what's that?
You've never heard this term because I made it up. EMF. It's an acronym for extreme mental flatulence.
Well, if you're talking about James Carville, you're right up the alley. Listen to this.
You know who y'all? We wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning throwing against the wall. I can't believe this mo is the president of the United States. He's running the country. He's running everything we had. We do that.
Hold on.
And we're all crazy.
He said,
and we understand that.
He said, we're all crazy, and we understand that. We're all crazy.
Maybe James Carville should switch to sensory.
I think that somebody changed his regular coffee to Folgers Crystals. That's what I think happened.
You've been to Yankee Stadium. I've been to a bunch of stadiums, New York, Boston, other cities, but are you kidding me? They're going to destroy the bathroom.
Can't. Listen to me. I'm all in. I'm invested.
They smoke, they drink, they cuss, they fight. You think they're going to not do something?
Exactly my point.
They're going to take tampons in it. They're going to plug up anything that's got a hole in it.
That's right. They're going to plug up everything with a hole. Thank you, Mike. Let's go to Mark in Canton. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Oh, boy. This New York system did not think this one out at all. You're going to have gangs of frat boys in the bleachers stopping at Walmart buying 24 packs of these things, and they're going to be slingshotting them out into the bullpens.
I'm telling you. I mean,
after they soak them in their beer.
Yes, because there will be a projectile with the beer. That's the whole part, is that these things will be able to be thrown further and further. Boy, and if it's a rivalry game, like,
oh my
Bo
God.
Sox.
We should have started this in Kansas City somewhere where nobody pays attention.
That's what I said. If this had been Seattle, if it had been the Padres, even San Francisco for that matter, if it had been there, no one would have cared. You can't do this in Dodger Stadium. You couldn't do it there.
What are we going to have, the tampon mascot now running around the field? You're going to have free tampon night with T-shirts. I mean, this is bizarro world.
It is. But again, you know what? This is the identifier. Talk about not understanding your audience. There are more people who have called in here who understand who we are as men and how we're going to respond to this.
This is bizarre.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? Listen, Mark, you have to revel in it. What we are about to get is comedy gold out of this. Right now, all of us are a little bit interested in opening day, aren't we?
Let the memes begin. I can't wait for Facebook memes.
There you go.
Oh, it's going to be glorious.
It is. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Jeff is in Marlboro. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay. A baseball fan or no, Jeff?
Minor league baseball fan. Not
Okay.
really major. But I can just tell either one of two things is going to happen on that first day. Either those machines are going to get ripped right off the wall or vandalized somehow.
Yes.
Or they're going to spend a lot of money on placing security guards in every bathroom, and they're going to be standing right next to that machine.
I hadn't thought of that. The cost, oh, goodness gracious. But wait a minute. Hold on, Jeff. Let's take that into consideration. Does that mean that there's going to be a meme that's like tampon guard? Is there going to be like memes to that? Those guys are going to be humiliated regularly.
They'll be the tampon guard.
They'll be the tampon guard. Forget about it. They're going to make memes out of that. That's
the way I see it going down. Is they're going to place guards in those bathrooms.
That's such a weird thing. That is such a weird thing. A guy on bathroom detail. Oh, that's.
And he might be a creepy guy looking at you.
Yes, exactly. They'll be like, a guy walking in is like, we need security in the John.
I'll take that job.
Thank you, buddy. That's a great guy. I didn't even think half of these that you guys are coming up with I hadn't even thought of. Thank you, man. Let's go to Jeremy. He's in Waterbury. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm all right. What do you got?
I just have a few things to say real fast. The first thing is, when I listen to your program on Odyssey, I could hardly hear the intro music to, the stupidest thing that you have read.
Really?
So, yeah, it's very low. I don't know if it's the app or something.
It might be, but I'm working. I have the angle here, and it shows me, literally the dials here are through the roof, usually.
All right, so maybe it's on with my app. Second thing I wanted to say was, what do you, Mark Christopher, and Kamala Harris have in common?
Okay, hold on. Myself, Mark Christopher, and Kamala Harris have in common. Ooh.
Yes.
I do not know.
All right. Your laughs are contagious. The only thing is, when she laughs, I laugh at her. When you guys laugh, I laugh with you.
Well, that I appreciate. Yeah, Mark Christopher's got a great laugh. That I can appreciate.
I turn on the program when I get in the car, and if I hear you laughing, I just start laughing because you have, from the soul. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I do. Now, you got to give me your take. You got to give me your take on this Yankee Stadium or baseball tampon thing.
Well, that's the other thing I was going to say was when you started talking about them throwing on the field, the other caller, I instantly thought of, I don't know if you've seen the movie Half-Baked.
Yes.
With Dave Chappelle, yeah. So when his friend leaves that burger place, he throws the last burger and hits the kid in the face. Yes. So when you said that, I thought about a pitcher or someone or lines, all of a sudden get hit in the face with a tampon because someone threw it over. That's what.
You know what? You know what? I thought of something incredible. And if you are you a Red Sox fan or a Yankee fan? If you're a fan at all.
I follow more college.
Okay, you're more college. Okay, well there was this one very epic moment for me as a baseball fan, and I thought it was indicative of why I love the Boston Red Sox. And it was Johnny Damon, of course. He wins, a World Series with Boston. A couple of years later, he decides to become a Yankee. And Boston fans, first of all, it's like Johnny Damon becomes a Yankee. It's like the most egregious thing you could do outside of kidnapping one of Boston's kids, right? You can't join the evil empire. Well, sure enough, he does. He takes the contract, and it's his first game in right field at Fenway. And the fans threw dollar bills at him. their own money they threw at Johnny Damon for taking a huge contract with Yankee, which showed me the dedication of Boston Red Sox fans that they would waste their own money to insult someone who betrayed them. Imagine putting tampons in that equation. You know what I mean? It's like you could forget about it.
But the last caller had to hit the nail right on the head with people are going to rip them off the walls.
Yep.
There's going to, especially when alcohol's involved, there's going to be stupid. And just do it just because it's a, you know.
Yankee Stadium is telling its fans that they don't understand them, and it's an insult. As much as they, you know, it'll be bad enough not making the playoffs. It's bad enough not winning a playoff game or winning the American League Divisional Series. It's bad enough to insult them that way. But to then put tampons in their bathrooms, I mean, you might as well just come by and slap them all in the face while they're in the stands.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Last question I have is there any way to transfer me to Roland, or if I call back, can you
I'll put you on hold so you can get him real quick. We got to take a break anyway.
You
got it. Jeremy in Waterbury, he's on there. I will grab some other calls afterwards. We got more news and more views coming up in a bit. Like I said, we've got this new fiscal report. Blue states that voted for Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. How much money did they gain? How much money did they lose? Connecticut wasn't in the news report, but they are on the list. We'll lay that out for you as well. Stand by for that. Mark Christopher, he is getting you home. He's at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I can't believe I'm actually about to repeat this. But it is the stupidest thing I read today.
Yes, you do. Stupid as can be. This could very well be the stupidest person on the face of the earth.
The stupidest thing I read today comes from the Foreign Policy magazine. This is an article that is in a magazine that has been around for a long time and, as many people say, is very serious. It was actually started by a Harvard professor. The title says, Why U.S. Victory in Iran Would Be Bad for Washington and the World. The author of the article is Howard W. French, who is a foreign policy columnist, and he's a Columbia University journalism professor. He wrote this article back on March 20th, right in the middle of the beginning stages of the Iran and U.S. conflict. He writes the core of this thesis to say, even if the U.S. wins the war against Iran, that would be actually worse or far worse for America, Israel, and the planet than a stalemate, a withdrawal, or even a failure. Why? Because a victory would supercharge Trump's malignant narcissist ego and megalomaniac impulses. It would let him impose his personal whims on a sovereign country, inflate his sense of impunity, and risk mutating the U.S. presidency into a cancerous dictatorship that runs roughshod over the world. That's right. He believes that Donald Trump winning a war in Iran would boost his ego. So this writer, again, a Columbia University journalist, says that they would rather have a stalemate, withdrawal, or even a failure of our United States troops because Donald Trump might develop a bigger ego. That's why. It's the stupidest thing I read today. Anyway, when we come back, how's Connecticut losing money? Oh, it actually got worse since COVID. We'll lay that out. I've got to throw in some of these chat room comments as well, so those will be here as well. From Sebastian, who's got probably the best line here. Mark Christopher is getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Oh, I totally have to remember to do that story later on guinea pigs. I don't know if anybody's heard that one. That's a weird one. Anyway, this was on Fox yesterday.
Newly released IRS data showing red states gained $39 billion in net income in 2023. So compare that to blue states, they lost $43 billion. Madison Allworth is live from New York City with more. And Madison, even I can do that math.
Yes, Dana. You know, money moves. And new IRS data from 2023 shows where hardworking Americans are taking their hard-earned dollars. Overall, states that wound up voting for President Trump in 2024 saw that net income gain of $38.9 billion, while states that voted for former Vice President Kamala Harris lost $42.5 billion. Florida was by far the big winner with $20.6 billion in net gains, followed by Texas at $5.3, South Carolina with $4.1 billion. That is people leaving other states to move to these no-income or low-income tax states. At the bottom of the list, California lost $12.9 billion in net income, followed by New York, Illinois, and Massachusetts with losses of $10.5, $6.1, and $4.1 billion, respectively. This is not just about the taxable income leaving. When families leave, so do their businesses, their jobs, and their recreational dollars.
So I was looking at that just going, ooh, that's a lot of money. And I got a text the other day talking about how poverty is bigger in the red states than they are in the blue states. And I went, that's not really how poverty works. And poverty always works in the cities. And if you have a blue city and a red state, you know the drill. Everybody knows. We went through this enough times. You know, you had all those people screaming and hollering like, red states have far more violence than the blue states do. Yeah. But the red state has a blue city, and that's the violence. And there you go. It's usually run by Democrats. That's how it's run. So Connecticut is on that list, and this, again, was based on the IRS interstate migration data for 2023. Well, 2022 to 2023. And here are those numbers. Well, actually, let's start backwards. Because what I wanted to know was what that number looked like under Ned Lamont. So what you're going to see is the migration period from 2019 to 20, 2020 to 21, 21 to 22, and then 22 to 23. Let's start with the first, 2019 to 2020. The net loss was $302 million. The significant improvement from the pre-Lamont losses, still a net overflow. In 2020 to 2021, there was a small net gain of 40 to 44 million. The brief pandemic era anomaly, tiny influx, only year with net positive growth in recent history. So Lamont actually has something to celebrate in 20 and 2021. In 2021 and 2022, however, something happened. And when I say something happened, it really happened. Like, not 180, like crazy 180. Again, he had a great year. 20 to 2021, he had 40 million net gain. But in 21 to 22, it was 1.06 billion in losses. 1.6 billion in losses in 21 to 22. And in 22 to 23, he lost 1.8 billion in migration losses. The trajectory is backwards. It is. It's bad. And you can expect that. And you guys are going to see more of it. And you're going to see a whole lot more of it. And it wasn't like you weren't warned. It wasn't like you haven't been warned about it. Like every time you turn around, there are more and more people who are getting out. More of you are talking about it. I don't know how many people I'm hearing is going, I got one more year, maybe 3, maybe 5, but they're all going. And this guy is, I mean, he's helming the ship, and he wants to do more. right? The guy thinks that he's doing such a good job. Every day we're reporting somebody else closing down or leaving. And this guy's saying, yeah, give me some more of that. And some of you are saying it too. One person told me, you don't really think you're going to beat Ned Lamont, do you? I'm like, really? You believe he's got a record to stand on? By the way, anyone who ever talks to me, and they do, anyone who talks to me who supports Ned Lamont, they have the same answer to the same question. So he's doing a good job? And their answer is, well, I didn't say that. So explain to me how you're going to vote for him again. Explain to me exactly. He's not doing a good job, so you're going to vote for him again. Okay. Connecticut should be one of the easiest states to govern. Do the opposite of New York City. Lower taxes, get rid of income tax, and you'll have the people flooding as they flee the city. It's such a missed opportunity. Zach, you're so right. Not seeing, and again, it wasn't like the reporters here in Connecticut, and like everywhere, I was talking about it before the reporters even started writing on it. I was talking about it ad nauseum. Hey, Connecticut, I know you're going to squander the opportunity to take all of New Yorkers wealthy and tell them to come to Connecticut. I know you're going to you're not going to take advantage of it. You're going to miss the opportunity. And sure enough, people started saying, Dan Haar wrote a whole article. Yeah, that Mondami thing's going to be a great game for Connecticut. What's it been now? What's it been? Nothing. No one's even celebrating it. Right? There are no reports of people saying, yes, Mamdani, keep blowing it up down there, man. We're reaping all the rewards. No. People are still going, Connecticut doing what they do best. Doing what they do best. So, I don't know. It's sad, but, there we are. If you don't think that's bad, let's go here. This should totally be... Okay, hold on. It's going to be hard not to laugh through this one, so bear with me, okay? I'm going to harken back to something I made fun of. Matty O got ticked off at me in the chat room about this. I remember it well. Okay. Do you remember when I was poking fun about, Connecticut being called the pizza capital of the world? Do you remember that? I was always making fun of it. I'm from New York, so I'm sorry. I do understand that, that may have gotten under some people's skin, okay? But hear me out. Hear me out. I'm going to kind of do a 180 on you. I don't do this often. I don't. I'm going to pull a 180, okay? Okay. I'm going to encourage Connecticut to get back to promoting its pizza, okay? And I'm going to get back. I'm going to switch around, and I'm going to say, Connecticut, what an opportunity for you to actually get people to come to Connecticut, right? Because New York apparently has abandoned being the pizza capital because for some odd reason, and I'm not sure why or how, they have found a new delicacy. Okay? I'm just going to play the audio so you can hear it for yourself. This is an audio of a couple of kids walking down the street, and they see a street vendor. And the street vendor is selling an odd product. It's brand new, and boy, is it making waves.
What is that? Pig? Guinea pig. Guinea pig? Oh, no.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, the good folks in New York have abandoned pizza, and now they're selling guinea pigs. Hot off the oven. Oh, man. That's what you heard. Listen closely.
What is that? Pig? Guinea pig. Guinea pig? Oh, no.
Boy, I was hungry. Come on, Roland. You're from New Orleans. You guys eat a lot of weird stuff. Come on. Really? You don't even want to try it? He said it's like eating rat. It's not gonna... Craig says, step away from the pizza. I'm not trying to rip on pizza. I'm just saying these opportunities are falling right in your lap. Do you understand me? They're selling guinea pig on the street. Cooked guinea pig on the street in New York. They've abandoned their roots. If you can't get them up here for real estate, get them up here with the pizza. Listen, I'm telling you, the kids didn't know. It's like, oh no, I would have expected more crying. I would have expected a guinea pig.
What is that? Pig? Guinea pig. Guinea pig? Oh, no.
What is wrong with you? You don't like the guinea pig? This is in my country, beautiful food. This meat is beautiful. Zach says, is it really guinea pig or is it a clever name for subway rat? I don't know, but apparently there are no regulations. Fernando is calling from Hartford. How are you, Fernando?
I'm doing all right. I just started following you a while ago because I ended up with some medical condition. Let me tell you, this state used to be good back in the 70s, maybe early 80s.
Okay.
And then the politicians all changed this. They became career politicians instead of servants.
Yeah, man.
This place is crazy. And they want to pass. The other thing, talk about the cans, returning cans. Who's that going to hurt? It's going to hurt the guys collecting the cans.
Who does? Wait a minute. I didn't hear that part about collecting the cans. Say that again.
Well, they want you to get an ID to cash in cans these days.
Yeah.
It's not that the guys can't get an ID. It's a cost to them.
That's right.
You know, it costs them money to get an ID. They're already struggling.
That's right.
They're living on the streets. So who's that helping?
That's the whole point.
It ain't helping the people that need the help.
Fernando, you are so...
Connecticut, I've been here for over 60 years.
Wow.
Let me tell you, this place used to be a nice place, a lot of neighborhoods, and it all changed.
Fernando, where are you? Yeah. Are you Puerto Rican?
No, I'm Portuguese.
You're Portuguese, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I've been in the Frog Hollow. I've been in the Frog Hollow all my life.
Damn. Okay.
Grasso Bay and Georgia Atkinson. I was never into politics. Until they started messing with Trump, which I didn't like as a person.
I got you.
He does more for me than any president's done in the last 30 years.
Damn. You know what? You have no idea of the response that's going on right now with the libs who listen to me. Fernando, I did get your follow.
I love your show.
Thank you, man. I did get your follow, and I totally appreciate everything you do out there, man. And thank you for calling in.
I had to jump through hoops to get my to get health care because I have health problems all of a sudden.
Oh, well, I hope you're doing better now that you...
I got nothing but good news, and, I'm recovering well. But it was one of the social service people that helped me out the most. Everybody else, they didn't want to know nothing.
Yeah, I know those feelings, my friend. Well, Fernando, thank you.
There is a lot of good people out there, but they just can't do what they want to do because of our politicians.
I hear you. Thank you, Fernando. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the follow.
Thanks for taking my call, man. I never called the radio talk show except yours.
All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, too. You have a wonderful one.
Have a good one.
You got it. Let's go to Jim. How are you, sir?
I'll tell you what. Won't be long before that guinea pig is on a pizza. I'll tell you what. That guinea pig in New York City, that guinea pig will be on a pizza.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you what, maybe Mondami, I'll tell you what, maybe he should offer up guinea pigs. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what about that guinea pig now.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. If anybody offered guinea pig up from the government food program,
yeah,
the left would be up in arms.
Yes, they would. That's right. Yes, they would, indeed.
It wouldn't be because of the poor guinea pigs. It would just be, how dare we? How dare we offer guinea pigs?
Exactly.
Well, remember, I told you this. You got to, you've been around, so you know.
I know. Absolutely right. You're right. Listen, I'm going to watch that pizza thing very closely. Thank you, Jim.
I want my props.
You will get them, I promise. Have a good one, boss. Let's get a check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I got to read this real quick, though, Mark. John Beckman says, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, and now they're eating the guinea pigs.
Man.
Guinea pigs on the street. They're selling them cooked.
Is this a cultural norm in our
I don't know.
country?
I've never seen it
never
before.
Never seen it either.
Never seen it before.
Oh, my goodness.
What wonders we will find, my friend. What wonders.
Yeah, really. Staying out of that, man. Where do they sell them? Right on the street like a hot dog vendor?
A girl in Queens.
Really?
Yeah, girl in Queens walked by and she filmed it.
Come on.
Poor kid.
Yeah, seriously.
I got that for a science project once.
That's disgusting.
The hour that packs a punch. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Yeah. News. A hearty 79th birthday anniversary goes out to Elton John, the Rocket Man. His birthday's today. Melanie Blatt from All Saints, which is a British R&B pop group or singer, well, whatever it is. She turns 51, younger than me. Rapper Big Sean. Were you ever into him, Roland? He had one song that I liked, I think. Big Sean. Wasn't he the guy who dated Ariana Grande back in the day? Something like that. He's from Detroit.
Yeah, that's
He had that one popular song that everybody loved. I don't give a bleep about you.
Yeah, no, I liked him.
Yeah,
he had about 4 hits.
Yeah, he had about 4 hits. Yeah,
he had about 4 hits, and then he dated the Nico girl or whatever her name is.
Oh, right,
the singer, the
R&B singer.
She had a baby for him. Yeah,
she's part Japanese,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
She's very pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Well, what would you expect? He's a big-time rapper and
a
lot of money. He's going to date a very pretty young lady.
I was just saying, although I don't like her music, she is very attractive.
Oh, you don't like...
Yeah, I don't like her music. I don't like Big Sean. He had one song I think was called Celebrity that I liked.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just know a little bit about him.
He's from Detroit, right?
Yeah, he's from Detroit.
Yeah.
Anyway, 63 years ago, the Beach Boys, Surfer USA, their breakthrough second LP hit number 1 on the Billboard Top 200. 54 years ago, Deep Purple's Machine Head in 1972, the hard rock masterpiece, featured Smoke and Water. That was also, it topped the charts, actually. It was the biggest selling album. 29 years ago, this I remember vividly. The Notorious B.I.G., or as I like to call him, Piggy Smalls, he had the posthumous double album released 16 days after his murder and debuted at number 1 and ended up selling over 10 million copies.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it went diamond. And 23 years ago, Linkin Park's Meteora was in 2023. I moved here the year that record was going big, with their number 1 record, Numb, Faint, and Breaking the Habit. It sold 6 million in the U.S. alone.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Yeah, we are back. You know what? I just realized that. I just dumped all the stuff that I had sitting here. Anyway, let me see. I got into the Nick Shirley thing. Oh, yes. I wanted to get to this. This was great. So someone had posted this from Town Hall, and I thought this was funny. Because if you're ever wondering when you're out in public having a conversation, and let's say you're listening to this show or you're watching cable news, and you'll hear a Dick Blumenthal or a Chris Murphy or Chuck Schumer, and you hear them say a line out of the mouth of the person you're having a conversation with, and you say to yourself, it's like, wow, like, these people really do get their talking points from their politicians. They repeat them like verbatim. They're like, weird. And here's why. Because Town Hall believes, as many people do, like, the word gets out. This is the polling data says use this phrase or use this talking point. And what Town Hall managed to do is epic. I think I'm going to turn it into a house music song. Now, Roland, you might be more suited for this than I am, but I think that this can be done. Tell me if you find the same potential that I do. This is the talking point of the Democrat Party as it pertains to the Save America Act and why Democrats don't want to pass it. It is because of two reasons, and those two reasons are birth certificates and passports.
Mm-hmm.
Listen closely.
I don't know you know where your birth certificate is? You got to find your birth certificate. If you know where yours is, I have no clue where mine is.
Do you know where your birth certificate is?
Could you find your birth certificate?
No, I couldn't.
Could you find?
I don't know where my birth certificate is.
Do you have a passport or your birth certificate?
Passport or a birth certificate?
Passport.
Birth certificate or a passport? Birth certificate. Birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Passport.
A lot of Americans don't even have a passport. Birth certificate, birth certificate, birth certificate, birth certificate, or passport, birth certificate.
Birth certificate. Passports. Passports. Birth certificate. Birth certificate. Passport. Passport. Birth certificate. Birth certificate. Passport. Birth certificate. Passport. Birth certificate. Birth certificate. Birth certificate.
Birth certificates, passports.
Birth certificate. Passport. Passport. Birth certificate. Birth certificate. Birth certificate. Birth certificate.
I feel like there should be a house record there. It's like birth certificate, passport. It's like there should be something.
You can make it.
Yeah. Like, how do you not turn that into a club banger? You know? And just play it at the club. You know? Birth certificate, passport. I'm just you have to make fun of this stuff. That is the talking point. They're all repeating it. That was everybody from Elizabeth Warren to Premier Jayapal to you heard what's his name, Dick Blumenthal there, Dan Goodman from New York. All of the people in the news media from Simone Sanders.
Do none of them have a mom?
I don't know, but they're telling me it's like you cannot get your birth certificate. I did so much research on it this morning, and guess what the longest time it takes for you to get a copy of your authorized federal birth certificate? Do you know how long it takes? The longest time in all the states. How long do you think it is? Take a wild guess.
Well, for me, it was 50 days, so.
Okay, that amounts to about 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 months. Okay.
Almost 2 months.
Okay, that would qualify as 6 weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations. That's the longest. That is the longest. It's 2 to 6 weeks long. What state were you trying to get yours from?
Louisiana.
There you go. And guess what? You were born in Louisiana, weren't you?
Correct.
Okay, so if you live in a state now, again, November is when the elections are going on. We are talking about the Save America Act today, 5 months away, because this is the third month going into the fourth. November's the 11th month. We are more than 5 months away from the November election. The longest it takes you to get a birth certificate is 6 weeks. How are we not on it yet? And again, with everybody talking about it, no one is saying, hey, you know what, they may pass this thing. Right? They may pass this law. It's quite possible we should get on it now. In fact, they're not even telling their constituents, telling Democrats, hey, you know what? This thing might pass. Perhaps you should go online and get your birth certificate. Because that's what, if you wanted to vote so bad and you didn't have your birth certificate, what would you do? By the way, hell, screw that. Roland, where's your birth certificate? Do you know where it is?
Yep.
Where is it?
It's in a secret place in my house.
Okay, secret place. Mine is in a secret place, too.
Along with my passport.
Along with your passport. Look at, and why do you keep it in those places?
So I always know where it is. If I ever run into any issues, I know where to go to get it.
Do you know, I put mine in the, okay, I can tell you, it's in my wedding photo. It's in my wedding photo that I took and I framed. Do you know one day I forgot that I put it in there when I needed it? I forgot it. I just forgot it was there, which is why I hate hiding stuff.
Yeah, well, I always have a backup plan, too. My mom has it, too. So.
Oh, so your mom has it. Do your mom have the old cryptic copy?
Yeah,
like the one that you find in like an old folks' home?
The original
Yeah,
joint.
the original one? She has that one? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom has that and she keeps it nearby.
Well, in her house, yeah.
In her
she
house?
has her little thing of trinkets and.
Well, I hope you know that you just debunked black myth. Well, you're black, and you're not supposed to be able to know where yours is.
Oh.
You just debunked it.
I would assume that they should just ask their mom. Most of the time, my aunts, my grandmother, any when I was a child, any elderly person I knew, they had their kids' birth certificates or whatever. Social Security card.
It's so funny listening to these people talk about what poor people or disenfranchised people do when it comes to their birth certificate or their vital records. This is the thing I never was able to understand. My mom would turn the house upside down if she couldn't find them. And what I mean by that is my mom had this sort of this billfold, as she referred to it. And it would usually just be this thing that sort of opens up like an accordion, right? And sort of opens up, and it's got little slots in it, and you put the whole thing in it. You close it back up, and you throw the rubber band around it. Yep. Yeah. So my mom had that thing. So if one of us used it, right, like a birth certificate, it's like I need to take my birth certificate into school or some stupid thing like that. If we didn't put it back, my mom would lose it because she would need it. When we were on welfare, you had to bring that stuff in for like face-to-face and things like that. Yeah, so you know.
So I don't know why they say
exactly
black people don't have it, because all the baby mamas,
yes,
they have that. They need it for child support. They need it for all type of stuff. So they have to have those documents.
I mean, I'll tell you, it's almost pun intended. There's a reason why it's referred to as vital records. Okay, because so many people rely on them because, of course, if they're benefits, which is also part of my research today. When I said, look, are we talking about a constituency that can survive basically without a birth certificate? And the answers that came back were astonishing, and it was this one, the most important one. There are people in the United States who cannot get programs without it. And I went, what programs are you talking about? Imagine this. Social Security benefits, right? Because some people get SSI even before they're eligible as an old folk, right? Some people get SSI payments because of a parent that passed away or something like that. I think there's some weird thing that they have going on. I don't know exactly the whole breakdown of it is, but I know one of those. But there are a lot of other benefits, of course, like welfare, like EBT, WIC, all those things. They all require that those individuals show up with a birth certificate. Yep. So who are these people? Those are the most vulnerable who they claim will not be able to vote in these elections. And then they move the goalpost to then say married women would not be able to find their birth certificate, which says to me that married women, people who actually could get married. And what's the biggest problem in the inner city? Why don't they get married? Because it's too expensive, right? And again, culturally, they just don't do it, right? They just don't.
It's not too expensive, that's for sure.
Well, they could do it the justice of the peace, but culturally, it's just something they don't do. Mm-hmm. So now you're trying to tell me that disenfranchised people, poor black and brown people, they can get their birth certificate, but I'd say, I don't want to say well-to-do, but clearly working-age women are going to have difficulty getting their birth certificate, even though they can get it online and have it sent to them with the proper seal and use. Yep. Even if it takes 6 weeks, you're going to tell me that that's difficult? And again, there's no pushback by the mainstream media who knows, because, again, listen, and this is another important point I want to make here. When Donald Trump, during the debate, said, hearkening back to John Beckman's claim, when Donald Trump said, what about what they're doing in Ohio? They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. They sent every news outlet down to Springfield, Ohio, to investigate the mere mention of them eating the dogs or eating the cats to debunk that claim. Here we are saying that there are 20 million people who can't get a birth certificate, and not one report on the field has ever talked to an average citizen and said, can you get your birth certificate or your passport? Never once. They were more interested in finding out eating of dogs and cats than they are about what is absolutely the most important issue of our time in the Save America Act, and whether or not citizens should be allowed, or citizens should be the only people to vote. They are not putting that much effort into it. And nobody's saying anything. Like no one is.
Well, things that should be important are not. So.
Yeah, right. There were more people who showed up in Minnesota to investigate Somali fraud after Nick Shirley's $62 million view video that came out. More reporters, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, all of them went down to Minnesota to go report on or to debunk Nick Shirley's reporting on Somali fraud. They spent more of their capital on that than asking average citizens whether or not they have their birth certificate. They've ignored that. No on-the-ground reporting. And again, everybody thinks that we're not supposed to notice. John Beckman says, your birth certificate is located at the hospital where you were born. I needed a copy and contacted my hospital, and they sent a certified stamped copy, no biggie. It's that simple. And Roland has one in 2 different places, with his mom and somewhere secretly in his house. If you ever get robbed, do you think people will look for it now? I hope they don't. Let me see. Oh, I wanted to say Sebastian wrote in the chat room about the Yankees, the Yankees having tampons in the men's room. This is by far the best quote of the day. Them Yankees better win every game. Sebastian, you couldn't be more right and more on point. That's right. If they're gonna be the team that puts tampons in the men's bathroom, they better win every single game. If they have a horrible season, they will rue the day. They definitely will. All right, we got another break coming up, and then we're going to wrap this up. Carmela says, then they switch over to the poll tax argument. Also, the argument that it's discrimination against women because men don't have to do the name change. Have they checked in liberal circles? Apparently, men are doing that everywhere, taking their wives' names. Oh. I don't even know how to take that. I don't even know how to take that. Anyway, we'll move on. We'll be back. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Mark in West Hartford just sent me an old vintage copy, I think, of his dad's. Yeah. Look at that. That's vintage, my friend. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app. Search WTIC News Talk 1080 and tap earlier today to get started.
Do you know where your birth certificate is?
Could you find your birth certificate?
I totally forgot about that.
Could you find?
I don't know where my birth certificate is.
Do you have the passport of your birth certificate?
I think I'm going to turn that into a club song. Please go to reeseontheradio.com. It's REESE on the radio.com. For you to check out clips of the show. Of course, you can always watch the show live there as well. The show, after it's over, will appear on the website right here. You can watch it on YouTube. If you don't want to subscribe, you can still watch it as well. You can also go to any one of our social media pages and follow us there. We're trying to keep up with that. Promote. So just go to reeseontheradio.com in order to check out the show. REESE on the radio.com. This is even more important now that we know that we've got a date, April 30th. We have a location, Stadium 15 in Farmington. And we have Betsy McCoy and Ryan Fazio who will be in attendance. If there are any other candidates that are going to attend, we will invite them. Or if they want to, please contact us or contact them and tell them to contact us. You can tell them to go to reeseontheradio.com. If you are interested in going, go to reeseontheradio.com. Send me a message, and I will find you a way exclusively to make sure that you attend the event. We've got a whole campaign that we're doing. Also, if you have any questions you might want to add, I'm working on that now as far as the questions are concerned. But it is April 30th, Stadium 15 in Farmington. You can look that up, and it's a great spot to go hang out. And Dana's going to be there, and I will be there. Roseanne will be there. I'm sure that Brian Shackman and Morgan Cunningham, who are my other moderators, are going to be there as well. And it should be a fantastic event with you in the evening of April 30th. So all of those details are coming, and the promotions are coming soon. We're putting those together as well. So stand by for that. We'll get to the phones in a second. after we get some weather and traffic from Mark Christopher as well. Did I have another thing that I needed to do here? I don't think so. I think we can just wrap it up in the next break. Yeah, I got everything out today. I mean, we kind of heard a thing from tampons to guinea pigs. Mark Christopher, he's getting you home. He's in
Please stop.
He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. What?
Nothing. Make it go away.
I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm losing all the feeling in my body right now.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
And there's tampons and guinea pigs and there's everything. Thank you guys for asking the most obvious question. Adam 12 and John Beckman asked the very important question. By the way, is it just tampons? Will they also have maxi pads? And Adam 12 asked, like, what if the people don't know how to use tampons? I don't know. I guess they're SOL. That's all I'm saying. They may not be lucky. That's all. But I can't. So if I remember Dave Mager saying that they're playing in San Francisco, they're not home yet. We will wait. I'm going to go look up the schedule now. It's not even the game's on Netflix, in fact, tonight, so you can't watch it on the Yes Network. But when they come into town, I don't know. I just gotta watch just to hear what's happening. And you know what? I just realized Kevin Maget's in the Bronx. No, he's in D.C., but he's coming home tonight to the Bronx. So I am going to get him to go to the game. Hell, I'll even pay him to go to the game. I'll buy his ticket and get him there and get him to report to us. Oh, that's it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I got to call him now. I have to call him. I have to see if I can get him on the phone right now. I know he's meeting with Doug Collins in D.C. right now. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. He is probably going to lose it if I call him on the air. Megan, listen, I'm on the radio. Do not curse. Don't say any foul language. Okay? Are you still in D.C.?
I am.
Okay, all right, you're live on the air right now. Listen, on WTIC, you're live on the air. So you're in D.C. and you're coming home to the Bronx tonight, right? What are you flying? You driving or what?
No, I'm driving.
Okay, you're driving. Okay, listen. We just found out that the Yankees are putting tampons in the men's room at Yankee Stadium, and they've got a home opener coming up. I would like to. They have a home opener at Yankee Stadium coming up. The season starts today. Okay? So they've got a home opener coming up. Listen what I want to do. Listen. I want to pay for your ticket to go to Yankee Stadium for the home opener, and I want you to report live inside the bathroom and find me the stall that's got the tampons in it and get me pictures and send them to me. Can you do that?
Absolutely. When is the home opener?
I don't know, but I'll find out. I'll call you after the show. Okay?
Okay, outstanding. Yep.
Okay. All right. There's Kevin Megan reporting for us. I'll call you later, brother. Kevin is going to go there. He lives in the Bronx. He's not that far. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what these tampons look like. He's going to get those pictures to us. I didn't even think about that. Kevin Megan starts the show, and he ends up ending the show. Classic. Classic. Let's see if I can get Russ on the line. Russ, are you there?
I am.
How are you, sir?
I can go from tampons to guinea pigs.
Okay.
You remember a few years back there was a high school down in Fairfield County that tried putting them in the boys' bathrooms, and I think they lasted like maybe 2 or 3 hours before they were knocked down.
So the students actually ripped them off the walls.
Yes, they did.
That's insane. Well,
okay.
Go ahead.
Guinea pigs, I have Ecuadorian neighbors that actually invited me over for a guinea pig roast.
No.
And these aren't your pet store guinea pigs, they're farm raised.
Okay, so they're relatively big. They're like fruit of the gods big.
Yeah, well,
I wonder if anybody's going to remember that reference.
This was a family get-together.
Okay.
And they had their grill out, and they skewer the guinea pigs, like, from butt to mouth.
Yeah, wow.
They were almost like pool cues.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm watching this, and I hollered over, "What are you doing?" And she says, "We're making guinea pig. Would you like some?" And I said, "Sure." And she called me over when they were ready, and I went over.
Okay.
And I was the only gringo among 12, 15 people.
Well, you being a gringo makes you quite adventurous by nature. So, of course.
So I wanted to experience their culture. So she asked, would you like a whole one? And I said, no, just give me, I'm not a big eater. Just give me a nice piece. And so I got some guinea pig with potatoes with peanut sauce and the big white kernel corn.
Okay. Okay,
And
what's
so
the verdict?
I take my first bite,
Uh-huh.
and all eyes are on me,
Uh-huh.
and I mush it around in my mouth, and it's not good. It does not taste good.
I didn't expect it to, but okay. Was it familiar to you in any way? Was it just nothing? Wasn't familiar,
No,
like
it was
the
just-
whole tastes like chicken kind of deal.
No, I wish I could say that. So they're all looking at me, and I go, oh, all right, okay, yeah, this is all right, okay. So then I figured out I pushed the meat over into the peanut sauce, and that's how I ate it.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad that we finally spoke to someone who did try it, and I'm also not surprised of what your take was on it. I am not.
No, this is like they were having a big family get-together. There was a couple cars from New Jersey.
And did it look like a lot of people were enjoying the guinea pig?
Okay. One guy had a whole one, and he broke the head off, stuck his fingers in, and ate what he dug out.
Oh.
So I asked my English speaking mentor, I said, what did he just eat? And I'm thinking brain.
Uh-huh.
But he said, no, the jowls. There's meat in the jowls.
Oh,
said,
this just seems way too complicated and gross at the same time.
It's their culture.
I hear you. Thank you. You know what? And thank you for holding, Russ. I really appreciate that.
Tampons to guinea pigs.
You did it. You did it. You pulled it off.
Okay.
You got it. Let's go to Gary in Southington real quick. Hey, Gary.
Hey, Reese, that can't be true, is it?
What can't be true?
About the tampons in the Yankees
yeah, man.
locker room. Come on, you know what? I hate the Yankees. But no, I'm a big Red Sox fan, but the owners I think are conservative because they just came out with, I don't know if it was the president came out with some statement, I believe it was supporting Trump. So that would be like the last team I would expect that.
That's what I said. Again, we talked about that earlier. We're like, this is something you do in Seattle.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Seattle's the perfect place to pull a stunt like this.
I think the organization is pretty much conservative. That's my impression.
Look, I am going to, if this is real, and again,
I don't think it is.
No, I'm telling you, this came. You know what? No one has so far debunked it, but I'm going to check again just to make sure. But you know what? Look, Kevin Meggett is going to be at Yankee Stadium on opening day, and he will report back if those things are installed on the wall. We're all going to find out some way.
Okay, but I want to make something very clear. This is the first time you ever hear me defend the Yankees. Okay? Ever.
Well, you know what? It takes an issue like this to make you come out. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's true. I hope it isn't.
No, if you and I both, my friend, but I'm still going to do my best to find out. Thank you, man. Have a good one. Let's go to Stevie V. What's up, man?
Those damn Yankees. Hey, listen, I came up with a valid reason for tampons in the bedroom. I'll finish with that.
Okay.
You may want to start off going on a guinea pig diet if you want to lose weight, though.
That's right.
But two things before I get into that.
Okay.
Chris Murphy has minority speaker. It's kind of like having a drunk at a comedy show that has Tourette's syndrome. I mean, it's just going to be crazy.
Yep.
You're talking about Trump as being the elephant in the room the other day.
I'm sorry, Trump being the who?
The elephant in the room. You're talking
always
about that. Okay, I really think that he's doing the art of the deal on steroids when he does that.
Yep.
He's just putting all this stuff, and he's negotiating back. And when we don't bomb Greenland and we work out a good deal, he goes, oh, geez, this is great. It's kind of like you rob somebody, and they're thanking you because you didn't take everything, you know?
Yeah, indeed.
Here's a reason I could possibly think of for tampons in the men's room.
Okay.
When you go to a big event, you see long lines at the ladies' room, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
How many times do you see women go into the men's room?
I've seen it almost every time the ladies' room is longer than the men's room. So you think that'll be their sort of excuse, right?
Well, they go into the men's room anyways. Every now and then you will see that because they don't want to wait in line. They have to go real bad. That's the only valid reason I could think of having them there.
I hope that's going to be their excuse because there's going to be a press conference about it. And if they're listening, somebody will say, that's the reason why. And then nobody will pay any mind to it after that. Some people will say that's BS, but you know what? It's a great excuse. It's not bad.
Yeah, they could put a vending machine out in the corridor or whatever. I mean, they could
exactly. I would say exactly. Don't put them in the bathroom. Put them outside the bathroom, but don't put them inside.
And not for nothing, but like the pads or whatever. Just as a note for like a first aid kit.
Yeah.
If they ever get cut bad, that's a good thing to have to absorb the blood.
That's actually not. That's a very good point. That is.
I'm very serious about it.
No, you're 100% right. I hadn't thought of that. That is a good point. If somebody does get severely injured with like a slice on their hand or something like that, a broken container or anything like that, you're absolutely right. Perfect bandage.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Let me get my last but not least. Chris is in Wethersfield. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Reese. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
I think so. The guy eating the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're coming from Jersey, if you went from Jersey and they offered you a guinea pig, would you get a Jersey guinea?
Yes, you would. I would have liked a Bensonhurst guinea pig.
Yeah, I was listening. I'm like, yeah, it's a little gamey. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's obviously very tough too.
Yeah, exactly. And here's another thing about the tampon thing. If a woman went to the bathroom, right, because of the lines, I'm just listening to your last reader.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, you may not want to keep that in there long. And here I am as a guy taking care of a lot of women. You may get a UTI.
Yes.
You can't mess around with that stuff.
Exactly. I don't think a woman would trust the tampon in a men's room.
I don't know. Great idea, but in the long run, one night, no. You're gonna get something, dude. Too much. Hey, Reese, thanks for everything. Thanks for a great show. I love it. Have a great day. Okay?
Thank you, man.
And bless you.
Thank you, man. God bless you. I appreciate you all, man. Great show today. Maybe Nathan's will hold a guinea pig eating contest. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Sebastian says beer, $20. Hot dogs, $15. Pretzels, $10. Tampons in the men's room, priceless. Another surcharge added to ticket prices, without a doubt. There will be shortages now on tampons in the women's bathroom. 100% right on that, too. That's... It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. I can't wait until as soon I got to call Megan after the show. I cannot wait for him to get there. I just want every picture, and we're going to post them everywhere. Everywhere. Roland, did you see when their first opening game is at all? I want to know when they're
I didn't even check.
Hold on, let me see if I can. Let's see if we can find out real quick. We got about a minute. Let's see if we can get the opening day. Seriously, Yankees opening day. Oh, here's the Yankee schedule right there. Boom. 2026 schedule. The first game. Okay, view all home games. I forgot you could do that. Friday, April the 3rd is their home opener against the
Miami.
Marliners. I mean, no, the Marlins. Sorry, the Marliners. The Marlins. Yeah. That's in the Bronx and at 1:35 p.m. Perfect. Because we'll get them there at 1 o'clock and we'll have the photos before airtime. That's perfect. There you go. Man, I wish I could be there. That's what I would do. I would totally be there. Oh, but that's going to be great. That's going to be so fantastic. All right, folks, there you have it. April 3rd, we're going to call it Tampon Day.
Don't do that.
You know how they have, they have bobblehead day, bat day, glove day, tampon day. It's going to be great.
You're making Mark the Shark sick right now.
I'm sorry, but it's going to be fantastic. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in their hearts and in your minds. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You, don't throw nothing. We'll be back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Mark Christopher's getting you home in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Good night, sir.
Tampax can change the way you feel about your period.
You know who that was?
I want to say...
from the show Friends. One of the stars.
No kidding. Was that Jennifer Aniston?
Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go.
No irony there, by the way.
Yeah. Jesus. Reese, easy.